religious person, a spiritual person. I don't guess I'm religious, but I just didn't understand why God wasn't healing this. I didn't understand. And I know I needed to grow.
Well, you came into the office and you shared some pictures with me, and you told me for 18 months you'd been dealing with this open wound on your toe, and it was tough. And so we have, I don't know that I'll show it on this video, we've got some pictures that I do share with other people to show the progress that you had.
Yeah.
And so you had a large open wound on the bottom of your toe, and
it was, I would say, a quarter of my toe. She cut off like a little quarter of my toe. And it was probably, she got most of the blood blister off. But then it never healed. It was just raw meat.
And that was caused from you just taking a long walk in some shoes that weren't real comfortable, created a blister.
They were very comfortable, but I have neuropathy in my feet, and I guess I could not feel it. But we went to eat. It was my birthday, and my daughter-in-law took me to eat. And afterwards, we walked in one store. And that evening, I had blood blisters, hurt like the devil. I had 3 tiny little pin dots, and just overnight, it just warped into a big old blood blister.
And so when that happened, 18 months previous to me meeting you, you had gone to the doctor and you had gone through 4 wound care clinics.
I went to...
No names.
Oh, yeah. I went to wound care. Charged me $8,000. Of course, I have insurance, but didn't take care of all of it. Next place was a podiatrist. I don't even know how much I paid him. It was $40 a visit, and I went sometimes twice a week. Third place was someplace. And that was $10,000. And the next place was in Yukon, a wound care place, and that's where silver nitrate was used. And that's
very
like
painful.
That's like walking the streets of hell.
Yeah.
I mean, it hurts. And
so you showed up here. We talked, and I said, "Hey, this is going to be beneficial." You had a large open wound. That
I didn't really at that time. I was at the end of my rope.
Yeah, you were done. I remember that.
I was done. There wasn't anything, but they told me they wanted to cut my toe off.
Right. So I said, "Hey, let's jump in the chamber and let's see how fast we can heal this up." And we actually set a date out there. This was the 1st of March 15th. And so you set a date that you hoped this would be done by July 1st. You wanted to paint your toenails. Because
then it would be 2 years.
Yeah. You wanted to paint your toenails for the summer.
Yeah.
So anyway, we got started on session number 7. No, session number 13. Your wound had totally encased. It had totally closed up where it was no longer oozing.
And before that, it was just an issue of blood. I had to keep it wrapped all the time. And
makes it kind of hard
could
to
have
walk.
invested in stock in Amazon because I have all the bandages and all the, and what they had done is they had started putting foam, had a little thin piece of foam rubber that you put the bandage on, then you put the foam rubber on, so you don't put pressure on that.
So all that happened, and when it closed up, you started complaining of pain like pressure, a throbbing pain in your toe, and I got you connected to my buddy up in...
That was great.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
And so it was a topical THC cream.
It's wonderful.
Yeah, that absolutely killed the pain.
And I didn't have to use the gabapentin and the other stuff.
Yeah, and you said that you went to sleep and slept that first night that you were able to put that cream on.
Yes.
Number 13, it closed up. Number 14, you went and got a THC product from Jerry Flowers up in Edmond. And then you continued the sessions, and I've got all this laid out and in a little summary.
I was having other physical problems at the time, too.
And those
they went
resolved?
away.
Yeah. What were they, out of curiosity?
The trembling in my hands.
Yeah.
The trembling, and I still have this, I know it's arthritis, but it was really exaggerated, and went down.
Mm-hmm.
I've got it in this finger too, but a lot of the swelling in my hands and in my elbow, and it was very painful to the point that I was having trouble sleeping, know.
So when I go back and I looked at your paperwork before you came in to do this video, and you went for
MRI?
You went for a total of 27 sessions.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and that's when at number 26, you were virtually healed up. You had a little speck of a scab left. But you came in with your toenails painted. That was so cool. I said, we weren't looking for that until July, but that was 62 days later. So that was the middle of April. Okay. No, the middle of May.
I was going to say.
Yeah, it was the middle of May.
Because I started in March.
And
I was going to tell you, they had told me that what I had on my ankle and my foot were pressure sores. Those healed up too.
Yeah, those were the first to heal. They were gone immediately.
And
how long did you have those on your leg?
I had those probably a year.
Isn't that crazy?
I mean, they could get the one on my ankle to heal up, but they couldn't get it to stay healed up because your ankle is kind of on a pivot type point, and it
continued to give you grief.
The silver nitrate did not help. Yeah. Oh, Lord have mercy, don't. And she was using it wrong,
So after you got all healed up and we did 27 sessions and I never saw you again. I mean, you came one time after you came in with the painted toenails. You came in one more time the next day, and then we didn't see you until you came with Dana that day.
Right, because I wanted to save I didn't know how many it was going to take for my daughter, and so I wanted to save some for her.
Right.
And I'll come back. I probably need to work on these places, but
well, our biggest deal is your foot. I was shocked. What did the doctor that wanted to amputate your toe, what did he finally resolve? Did he have anything to say?
Have you even never went to see him again.
Oh, is that right?
He made me very angry. I came home and I just stood in the kitchen and I bawled and I bawled and I bawled. And I said to my husband, I said, I can't do this. I cannot do this at all. They are not going to cut off my toe. I may have 3/4 of the toe left. Well, yeah, I have a problem with circulation. They've told me that, but I've seen, just coming here, I've seen great improvement in the circulation in my legs. And the other thing is, I wasn't even walking when I first came here.
Right.
I could hardly stumble in here, and I'm walking lots better now.
Right, you are. You're looking great. I'm
thank
impressed.
You.
Yeah. So
I turned a year older, so.
Well, all those things. It's neat that you had the recovery that you did, and that we could be part of it, and that you're willing to come in and tell your story, so that other people.
Oh, I want other people to really know about this.
Well, the biggest thing is, if you have in your situation, if you're diabetic. This does not require a prescription. This does not require your doctor saying
sign
that
off on it.
I need to refer you to a hyperbaric clinic. All this has to do with you're going on a scuba diving trip. If you need to ask your doctor, is it safe for me to go scuba diving and I'm not going to get wet? That's all you need to identify. In case there's any pulmonary. Sometimes if you've got pulmonary issues in your lungs, that can be a deficit.
Yeah.
So there are a couple of things we want to watch after.
I have the doctor that I have now, which is a female doctor. I told her I went to Hyperbaric. She said, good for you.
Awesome.
When you go to wound care, the bed, it's in a doctor's office, just like any doctor's office. You sit on that bed, it's $1,600.
Isn't that crazy?
I went 5 visits. It was $8,000. And each time I ask them, how much do I owe you? Oh, you don't owe us anything.
Isn't that crazy?
Don't ever go for that one.
Yeah, and so you came here 27 times, and because you bought our 40-session package, which is a prepayment that we had on sale when you were here, your total cost to get totally healed in 62 days was $2,025.
Oh, that's a deal. That's a deal.
After everything you had been through, all I can do is comparatively
Yeah.
give people an idea of what you did and what you finally did
Yeah.
and how fast it resolved.
Well, at the time, I thought, gosh, that's a lot of money. And then I thought, I got to do this.
Mm-hmm.
I got to do this. I was out of any options.
Right. Well,
Cut,
you had
cut
already
off my toe.
you had already paid at this point to still have a toe they wanted to cut off.
Yeah.
Out of pocket, you had already paid $4,000.
Mm-hmm.
That's the numbers that you shared with me
Yeah.
while you were diving, and your insurance company had paid out $18,000.
Yeah. Well, it was one bill was $8,000, another was $10,000. That's not counting the doctor or the other wound care. I was out $800 at one wound care, and then the podiatrist, but
Man, how I wish we'd have been able to. That's what this video is about, is to tell people there are options. It's not insurance. Insurance ain't going to cover this.
no,
But, I mean, this
maybe
was way,
someday.
This was way less expensive than you had already paid just to have
That's right.
a toe that was totally compromised they wanted to cut off.
That's right.
And I said, they're not going to cut it off. Didn't I say that?
Yeah.
So, anyway. Well,
I'm really, really pleased to have it, and I thank God every day that I have, that I was shown a way. And I do think that somehow God worked to the advantage that He showed my daughter, and my daughter was able to talk me into doing this. He works in mysterious ways, but I thank Him every day,
Yeah.
you know, that He showed me the way. And people should be open to another way. Doctors aren't God. They don't know everything.
You know, you got to question it. That's why they always say get a second opinion in case you might find a doctor with a different view of the situation.
Right.
And because sometimes you get real focused, and that's fine. That's their opinion.
Yeah.
But maybe you find that second opinion that is a different path. And so that's why it's so important not to just get locked into what somebody's
I don't
saying.
like it whenever they just want to write you a prescription and here.
I get it. I get
know.
it. But anyway, thank you again.
Oh, you're welcome. I really, I mean, I miss the group. You probably have new people here now.
Yeah, and we tell them about Sheila all the time.
Oh.